Yeah.
Sean, you want to hit us off with start us off with Hitman 3? I know you got it. But you got the cloud version.
I did get the Nintendo Switch version.
Okay. The cloud version.
From a business perspective, because I looked and I'm like, a lot of people are reviewing Hitman 3 for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. They're not getting dick for views. If I'm going to play this game, I would like to play the Switch version because not as many people are talking about the Switch version, and maybe I can get some good views on it. With that being said, I know it's got like a really good score on Metacritic. I don't understand why.
So okay, yeah, I was about to say I wanted to get your perspective on this because I feel like a lot of people are going to buy this game and then be like, I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing: is I have not played a Hitman game since Hitman 2 on the Nintendo GameCube.
Silent Assassin.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I played this game and I'm like, it's the same fucking game except the areas are bigger and there's wait.
You didn't play Absolution?
No,
Absolution was good. I liked Absolution.
That's a good game. Yeah,
it feels exactly like the games, you know, the first 2 Hitman games which I played back in the day did. And I mean, I'm not saying that's bad because I think the gameplay style is interesting enough, but it feels like the series hasn't really evolved. Now they've done things to sort of evolve it as far as like the stories are concerned within the levels, because there's only 6 levels, and theoretically speaking you could kind of breeze through the levels in like an hour and beat the game in like 6 hours in your first playthrough, because your main thing is you have to eliminate targets. But within those levels there are multiple stories that you can discover that sort of make it a bit better and whatnot. It's definitely a slower paced game, so I feel like the cloud version manages to benefit from it because there is input lag. You could see my video on it, go watch the video a million times to see the input lag. Now Nintendo Life made a video and they had a bunch of fucking problems with their quality connection. I did not have those sort of problems to where it would slow down to a crawl. So that's another thing. It's like, well, your mileage is going to vary depending on like I don't have a great internet connection, but I believe they're based out of the UK. So it's like, are different regions going to have different sorts of internet connections? There's no graphics or performance settings, so you can't prioritize whichever. I don't think it's a bad game. I think at its core, the game, no matter what system it's on, like even with better graphics and better controls, to me it's still like a 7.5 or something like that. But the Nintendo Switch version having problems with the controls at times, having things like the frame rate dips, I got to give it lower than that. I don't really score games on the channel, but because I feel like my words should be the score. But yeah, like I don't know, man. Like I think Hitman needs like if I remember playing a Hitman game, you know, nearly 15 plus years ago, and it still feels like the same, and like the animations are still all stiff for 47 and stuff, it's like maybe the series needs to go in like a different direction.
So I think the series is going to go on like a hiatus for a little while now because they're going to do 007 next, and I think it'll be interesting to see them go away from Hitman because they've been doing like kind of the stealth stuff, and I guess technically 007 still, you know, spy oriented, but I feel like there'd be a bit more action than what Agent 47 has. But the thing I liked about Hitman so far that I've played is I was expecting each map or each part you're going through to be very, very similar, but like right away after you do the first one, and it's basically like a tutorial one kind of, dude, the second one they have you do a murder mystery.
Yeah, like there is a good variety, and then like you have the club level, and then you have like the weird Chinese area where it's like you're in a seedy downtown. That looks that part of the game,
the neon lights and stuff,
looks like that looks really damn good. Like that was part of the area I showed off in my video. I do like the area variety, but it's still like you're doing very similar things. And like the whole murder mystery thing, like I got kind of stuck and confused in my playthrough. And I'm just like, fuck this. And I just like took out the old lady and then just ran for the hills. Like,
so this is really funny how mine worked out, because I think everyone's is going to work out a little differently in the Hitman levels. So I was trying to like go to all the rooms because they were like, go to this room and get clues, right? And I was like, all right, I'll go to the different rooms. I start doing that. You find hidden pass. I go through all this stuff. And then I go to the butler's office and I'm trying to get in there. And I'm like, how do I get in there? I climb out on the ledge for the building. I kind of like sidle around, like scooting around it. I climb through a window and I just stand there and I'm looking around. The old lady just walks through the door next to me. And I just stand there and she's looking at me and I'm looking at her. I just pull the gun out and just popper one, I just jump out the window and
Another
run.
thing, the AI in the game.
That was it. It was over.
The AI is not like I played on professional, which is the middle one, and the AI is kind of stupid as fuck sometimes. Like I'm just like, what are you doing here? My thing was I capped the lady like out in just the open and just said, screw it. I ran out, and then you got to get that dossier from her office. And like I just started shimmying on areas, and I just found my way up, and there was like a guard on a balcony, and I ripped him off, and I went up on the balcony, and that happened to be her office. And then like I went in her office, and I'm starting to look around, and there's a guard just standing there, and he's like looking at me, and I'm just kind of looking at him. So like I picked up like something off of her desk and just chucked it at him.
You throw it at him and hits him right in the face.
And I'm like, how did you not notice me there? Like I didn't notice you. You've probably noticed me in here for at least a minute. So
the only thing that bothers me is the control. I think the controls need some work at times, because to go through your inventory and pick stuff out, you kind of got to freeze everything when I was, going through and you're trying to see what's illegal items and not. And it does feel a little stiff. You're right. So that's one of the reasons I'm interested in a more fast paced kind of, I guess, game that I assume they're going to do with 007. Like, I don't think 007 is going to be just like Hitman. So I think they've developed their ideas with Hitman now after doing through Hitman 3, and we'll see what they do with 007, but I think that's like 3 years off now. But I think it'll be kind of cool to see what they have there.
With all that being said, I don't think it's a bad game. It's just definitely a game that I would pick up on a discount.
It's not as action oriented as I think people are going to expect when they go into it. Like I think they're going to pick it up. It's basically a puzzle game.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, get it on a platform that you can get a refund after a couple hours, like Steam or I guess Xbox, so you can try it out, just to see. I think, does the cloud version on Switch have like a demo of it?
Yes, it does.
I think there is.
Do that. Okay, do that. Try it out, do your thing, and try it that way.
And plus see how bad your input lag is going to be.
Yeah.